as a bucket. You'll hear me say that in a while, but right now there is a breaker in there that's 30 amp. It was called for 30 amp, but you need a 40 amp. So they got to pull that breaker out, rewire it, because now you have to drop in wire size from, I believe, a 6 to a 4 or 8 to a 6. So it is time, all right? But from $10,289 to $7,600, I believe we have to pick that up, and I'll explain to you in just a while with that. Install the fluid stilling well. Again, directed as time and material. It's completed. The original cost was $6,977. Final cost was, well, with that, they provided scaffolding. This is the first building that went up probably a year ago today. And they provided scaffolding in there. And that scaffolding raised the price to $12,338, negotiated it down to $10,625 because they just didn't have the scaffold to install the stilling well. They used it to hook up a light bulb in that box, in that chamber. So there was a cost with that. So the scaffolding cost, if you look, I said I will look to recoup from H2M for their delays, as many of these things. Additional drive wire between control panel 2 and MCC, that's the motor control. It's disputed, it's on hold, $4,908.50.
Can I ask a question? Is that something you haven't talked to them about? Because I don't see a negotiated cost.
We put it on hold just to see, because this is the area where, if I'm not mistaken, nope, okay, it's further on. I'll have to get more information on that.
I'm just wondering, because you
Yep.
did a good job
You're right.
negotiating and everything. I was wondering why that one.
Required motorized butterfly valve sealing. It was disputed. It was completed. It was disputed at the cost of $11,064.45. Final negotiated price was $3,600.
Big difference there.
I think I had a good day that day. The blower compressor, the thermos connections. Now this is something, we have 5 blowers inside that building. 3 of them are one size, 2 of them are a little bit larger. And I'm waiting to hear back from the manufacturer. What Olympic did, they ran wire through this junction box, which is also known as that pecker head, I think they call it, for lack of a better term. But I think that's really the term that they use. The representative from Kaiser, I believe is the manufacturer of the, said he didn't like it on the little 3, but it was okay on the big 2. So I'm waiting to hear back from them. If everything remains the same, then this $2,800 becomes the number. Or actually, it's a savings of $2,800. We don't have to do anything with it because it's already hooked up.
Oh, because it says pending.
Yeah, pending, that would be the proposed cost to change it, $2,800.
Oh, if we have to change
If we have to.
Oh, okay.
All right, if we leave it the way it is, but unless I get a full warranty from the
Right.
Manufacturer.
So the regular cost when they did this was in the contract?
Was in the contract.
And it was okay?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Chlorine building receptacles, it was disputed. They completed it, however, because all the conduit is inside the block, so they had to provide conduit to the masonry contractors. Their proposed cost was $47.67. I brought it down to $3,500. Temporary heating, power, wire in the belt, filter press room, brought it down. Their proposed cost was $36.34. Brought it down to $2,400. So those are the change orders that makes, it's a lot.
As it stands right now.
As it stands right now.
We're still in phase 1.
We're still in phase 1. Now, looking at the jackhammer pad on cupola now, the jackhammer pad. I don't have any written ones from Olympic, okay, but I will be getting them, but I do have the numbers that we approved. And this is something that really we have to discuss with Will about how we're gonna move forward with that. Let's go with the additional handrail around the SBR. It's dated July 12th. This is something that came up last week.
It's this cupola letter.
That's the Cabot letter.
Mhm.
It's going to be the aluminum rail that goes around the whole tank. Right now, that tank is not safe. It's not safe for people to walk on it, but more importantly, it's not safe if some person got in there at night, okay, they could climb up on the concrete and fall 35 feet, and then we'll find them in the morning.
Just if I can make a point, it's actually not, that 61,000 is not the whole tank, there's a lot up.
No,
that
it's
was part
the
of the
other half.
contract.
Yes,
Right,
it's
it's
the
an
other half.
additional,
Correct.
yeah, so it's not for the whole
No.
tank.
Right.
That a lot of it is done, they just miscalculated from H2M when they designed it to have.
Well, yeah, and we could get into that, because that's really keeping me up at night.
So this is additional work.
This is additional work. So they're waiting for our approval to go to 61,000, which includes design, takeoff assembly, on-site delivery, field installation. And the one thing that I have done with H2M is we're gonna limit their scope of work at the site, okay? We do need them because they are the engineers. They do have to come in and sign off on it, everything was installed properly. But I want to limit their, not
Hourly
happy,
rate.
not happy.
Their hourly
Yeah.
is,
Can I just make one more point of record, because I've been involved in this since day one, and I went to the meetings. Even though this letter is just dated this month,
Right.
this discussion's over a year old.
And, yeah, well, there you go. You just made my case of why I'm not happy with
It's
H2M.
well over a year.
Yeah. All right, now, what came up in the meeting last week, the original design was to excavate it down 35 feet, I believe, and they were going to put up the reinforcement rod, they were gonna form it, they were gonna pour it, and it would take well over 5 months. We were going to lessen that time by putting in the precast from Dutchland, which we didn't wind up saving anything, as you see, because we're still talking about a handrail. So we're gonna need approval on this, and how do you wanna work this? You're gonna give a blanket of a,
well, we can make a motion, when we're done going through everything that needs approval, we'll do it in one resolution, and then I'll write it up
okay.
as to include all the things that were approved.
The additional, the jackhammer that had to get done, the $1,914 that was approved. And I want to say that this was already in the,
Which one
even though it
is-
doesn't say it, the second one,
Jackhammer.
extra work.
Mm-hmm.
What were we gonna say, Jim? You wanna say what?
I believe this was already included in the price,
In the regular
in
contract?
the contingency rather.
Huh.
Okay, and this is a bigger packet, okay, so there's, all right, so let's go, label this number 1, extra work. If you flip it over to change order request, number 2,
Mm-hmm.
okay, 3348.64, paid under the allowance. My question to H2M, why did we have to modify the handrails to be ADA compliant?
Mhm.
Just,
That thing's been out since 1995.
and for the record, these approved stamps are coming from H2M?
Yes,
Okay, so it's not a village stamp,
No.
that is the H2M review and approval.
Well, if you wanna go back to, I'm sorry, I'm doing this, to the first one, the jackhammer one,
mhm.
that's also a question, why, when they designed it, did they not design it to take the pad out originally? They were gonna
Yeah.
try to reuse the pad, that's why they.
I don't, is that
Then
the,
the machinery, the
It's too
MCCs
big.
didn't fit,
okay,
so they had to jackhammer it out so they can put the,
so that would be a change order,
yeah,
yeah. They labeled it as extra work.
it was actually a change order.
Okay, and we have, upgrade of chemical fill station to stainless steel. Again, approved under contingency allowance, $1,236.25.
Handrail, and this is, okay,
The back,
titration.
yeah, I don't know what that is, so I think we have to address it, but I'm not really sure what that is. I will find out.
But H2M approved.
H2M.
Four.
This is change order request, the last one. This is really, okay. This I don't understand, but this is something that, again, we will, think we need to go after Cupola for this, operations building water service. Additional 6,000.
A lot of disagreements on paper here.
Was that?
Looks like a lot of
Yeah,
disagreements.
it looks like they didn't have a good day.
Mm.
You know, in talking with Mike Sally, he's the engineer for Cupola. Why wouldn't they put water in the administration building, operations building? Good question, Mike. Why didn't they include the operations building in the bid?
Mm.
So it's another story. Looking at extra work, request oxidation ditch, two-speed motor change, 1,200, well,
12,000.
12,000, but it's 14,500 and
With the markup.
50 minute, yeah, total change order. Trying to see, is that on the list here?
No, I didn't see
It's
it.
not. Oh, it is. Change to 12.6, it's line number 2.
Okay.
I didn't look down on the bottom. So 1450,
Are,
you see that? On this?
Yeah, why,
I just looked at this number.
oh, okay, so it's actually.
14,559.
It's 14,559.
Is everything on these change orders on your chart here?
Yes.
Okay.
Ceased work order, yeah, that was the only change. The 14,559.
That number.
Yeah. Ceased work order, okay, I think, Will, I said to you a while ago, we need to really discuss this.
Yeah,
This has cost us a lot of money, it's cost us a lot of time. I think I shared with you, we got a bill from Olympic for $356,000. I guess they were gonna do a lot of work doing this. You know, and of course, the credits are nice. And I'll go out on a limb, I don't think I think the limb is gonna hold me. But Cupola has done everything above and beyond not only what they were asked to do, but what they've done for us.
They helped out a lot.
They have.
yeah, they've gone beyond their contract.
Yeah. The winter masonry, again, that comes down to, that's 9606, the 980619.
Here, I
It's
got
the
it.
third up from the bottom. Again, that stems from the 7-week delay. What they did, they had to build a cocoon over the bowl building. Okay. A couple of other change orders that will be coming our way. I've asked them to look, Olympic this is, look to replace the generator that's down there. The generator, from what I'm told, is 12 years old. in the contract documents, they wanted to rewind that generator to bring it up to 480. One conduit from there to the blower building, and then back to the generator, I believe, to complete the circuit, if I'm not mistaken. It's a couple of 100 feet of conduit. Asked Olympic as well as Capola, and H2M is now aware of it because they brought it up at that last meeting that we had, to purchase a new generator and put it right outside the blower building, okay? It would lessen a lot of excavating, conduit, wires, because everything underground conduit has to be rigid. What do we do with that generator that's there, 240? We could bring it here. This building doesn't have a generator. Okay.
And 240 is sufficient?
I'm gonna say yes, but I can't answer that for sure.
You never run the entire building, but it's better than what's here now,
Yeah.
which is
Well, that, and we could take the one from the police station and bring it over here too.
Well, if.
We
once
could
move,
power
absolutely.
Washingtonville.
Yeah, would definitely, yeah.
Um,
A question, just backtrack now that you mentioned